Hey guys, I'm just going to be giving you another review on a Spectrum locomotive. This is a Bachmann Spectrum Southern 440 number 3856, a DCC unit. And I don't run DCC, but it'll still run on DC track. These engines were originally manufactured. The first run was in late 2008, and that's where I first saw one on historicrail.com. And back then the MSRP was $400, and the locomotive was not DCC. It was only DCC ready, and it was crazy expensive. But I always did want one. And following year in 2009 for Christmas, many websites started carrying them for cheaper prices. So I finally found one. I really can't. It was 2009. It's too long ago. I really couldn't tell you what I paid for it, but it was a Christmas gift for me, and it ran for only 2 weeks before the smaller PCB broke the head of it. And it was sitting in the box for the 2 weeks I had it because I didn't want it to get dusty, so I kept it in the box. But it's not like I never pulled off the tender or nothing, so I don't even know why it broke to begin with, but it was kind of depressing. So then it just sat out of service, till March of 2012, when I finally decided I'd send it in along with the Bachmann 484 to initially just get repaired. Actually, sorry, it's 482. Initially just get repaired because I thought they were repair engines, but then you send them in a service charge, and for Spectrum engines it's 25, and for standard line engines it's 15. But I thought that they would repair it, and when the engines arrived back, I ended up with a new 440 and a new 210 to replace the 482. Long story, I wasn't really that happy. I was happy about the 440 because it's essentially a nicer version. The major differences between this one and the original one are the paint. The paint on the old one was a lot lighter, somewhat. It wasn't incredibly noticeable, but it was a little bit lighter and wasn't as authentic. The tenders were entirely different. The shell was different, the frame was different, and the trucks were all different. See, on the old tender, they give you a bunch of detail parts, so you can make it have a wood load for a wood burner, an oil bunker for an oil burner, or a stack of coal for a coal burner. They also gave you a cow catcher and they gave you a snow plow and 2 spare cow catchers. Also give you 2 footboard beams for the step beams for the tender as spares. And they just gave you so much more. It was ridiculous. They didn't have bell and whistle cords back then. Essentially, that's it. There's not a whole lot of differences between the new ones. The only thing I like about the new one really is the bell and whistle cords, which you can kind of see simulating right there. The better paint job, and just all around quality. The older Bachmann Spectrum engines ran better, and that's because they weren't DCC. But this thing still runs very well. Just takes a little while to warm up, but I've already warmed it up. Yeah, I mean, and I got this one back, and it's a great engine. But also the tender had chains on the frame of it, and it looked more real than this one did. And sorry for the music playing in the background. I'm just enjoying it. Has white wall drivers, like I said, bell and whistle cords, engineer and fireman figures, red cab windows that do slide and move. Not a whole lot of cab detail, you can't even really tell, but see, then I kept all the detail parts to my old 3863 because they don't make that number anymore. That was the original number, and I kept all the detail parts they gave me with it because I didn't use any of them. And put the oil bunker on 3856 because I live in California, love oil burners a lot more, and to me it looks really cool. So still have the coal load somewhere, both of them actually. Being it has no tender light, the lights are still directional. Like when it's going in reverse, the headlight is not on. And I guess I can show you how it runs back and forward now. Sorry, the camera's just zoomed in, or it's focused in on a near object. My engine requires a good amount of warm-up time, because you can see sometimes it'll take a little while to fire up and run good. they aren't the best slow speed operators, all you know, and so it's just a pretty good runner overall. I love it. It's dependable, so really no arguments there. I love engines that can crawl, but you know, it's just if it can maintain a really good track speed, I'm still happy. And it's got such a nice motion on it. It'll go pretty fast too. I really don't care for running engines really fast though. But now we'll have segments of the locomotive running around the layout. So yeah, as you can see, it's a very nice runner, no problems or nothing, and certainly would recommend it. You can find these various different numbers for sale across the web, and you know, your local hobby shop and retailers probably know where to get one. I would certainly recommend it. Pulling power is really good. I've never even tested it, but I know it could pull a good 5 to 6 coach train, no problem, probably even more. But yeah, it's a very dependable runner. Made to last, I guess. It's smooth and just won't really give you many issues. Just sometimes it'll probably take a little while to warm up before it starts running pretty good consistently at a smooth pace. But you know, it's worth it. One of my favorite personal engines. But yeah, that's the review of this Spectrum 440 Southern 3856. If you have any questions on it, feel free to comment. I'll be here. Alright, see you guys later.